Hello everyone, this is Toby with Birdsong Studios. How are we doing today? I hope you all are well. Thank you so much for joining me here on the channel. Thank you for your time, your attention, and your openness to these messages. Today we're going to be looking at energies around the full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio occurring on May 5th for the sign of Virgo. This is for those of you with Virgo placements in your sun, moon, rising, and north node. This lunar eclipse in Scorpio, again on May the 5th, and we have, look at that, solstice, but it looks like an eclipse. This is the third in the series of Scorpio eclipses that we will see for quite a while now. The first was on May the 15th and 16th of 2022. The second was on October 25th of 2022. So this one will be, again, the third, and we'll wrap up this series. And it feels very much like a time to really dig deep with what you've been experiencing on and around those times, over this time, what's been revealed, because it is time to integrate those lessons, and it's very much tied to what's in our shadow. How are we balancing that with light? How are we bringing light to it? And so what is it that needs to be revealed, that needs to be seen, that needs awareness so that it can be released, and then we can allow for the transformation that comes from that. Oh, we have the wishing tree. Okay, Virgo, this is card number 43. This is so beautiful. What is it that you have been manifesting? Because whatever is, this is, again, this eclipse happens on 5/5. It is a portal time frame. And it has come up in prior readings that there is this gateway portal energy, that we are stepping into a new time. And certainly this is a closing of a cycle. It very much feels like, especially coming through now for you, Virgo, you are an earth sign. We have this beautiful tree here, and it feels very much tied to new earth. But for you as an individual, what is it that you have been manifesting? What is it that you have been working towards? That you have been speaking to your guides about? Because it feels like things, it's asking you to go within this tree and really explore where you've been placing your focus, and how you have been manifesting that which you desire. This, I'm hearing this new version of you, because it feels like there is a need to really be clearer on what you're manifesting, on what you're creating. There is the mirror here, so something is, there's an invitation to be aware of things being reflected back to you, because of course in our energy we are drawing the energy that we embody and that we put out, magnetizes things to us. And so what are you experiencing in your external world? Are you experiencing things, people, situations, environments that are in alignment with your manifestations, or is there something that's not quite in alignment from that? And so what can you learn about where your energy is when you are actively manifesting? What can you learn about maybe what is in your shadow that still needs some light to be shed upon it, that needs your acceptance, needs your awareness, your love, I'm hearing? And there's this, is it a book? There's a book that sits in this tree right here. You see the book there upon the limbs? And so I'm also getting a sense of your Akashic records, a need to go back into prior lifetimes and integrate those lessons as well. This is this deep dive that this full moon is asking of you. But I'm getting this sense of real joy in it. That's really beautiful, Virgo. There are two things. For some of you, I'm getting this excitement for this process, that you're really curious about this, that you're really interested in what have I experienced, where have I been in my prior lifetimes. But there's also this reminder that if you're not feeling fully into that, when you're invited to embark upon this process, that feeling into the energy of curiosity is going to lighten it for you, lighten your energy around this, and it's going to allow you to take in the information in a way that's going to be most helpful for you, without the heaviness that may come from the revelations, the revelations that are brought to you, because they may come in the form of some difficult lifetimes, information that may be difficult to hear. But if you are approaching this from the point of view of really curiosity and excitement to learn more about your soul, then the heaviness that may have been experienced during those lifetimes can fall away a bit, and then what is left for you is the wisdom, is the knowledge. Okay, so we're looking at, we're doing the light and shadow spread that I created. I haven't used it in a while, but I've very much been guided to use that for this Scorpio full moon set of readings. We have the Seven of Wands. Defending one's place. Okay, let's look. I'm going to get 2 for each point on the spread. So what else do we have that's in the light for? So these are aspects in the light for the sign of Virgo. Please, Spirit, thank you. So these are in the light here. This position in the spread is going to indicate things that you're already aware of, maybe working towards, and or things that, energies that bring more of the light into your experience at this time. Okay, what else do we have for Virgo? Please, Spirit, for in the light. Thank you. Oh, interesting. You're aware that there's a need to move away from something. There's a need, actually moving yourself out of situations in which you feel like you need to defend yourself. Explain yourself. Moving away from those situations. Because if you're feeling like, going back to this manifestation, if you're feeling like you're having to explain yourself or defend your position on something, or defend your truth, or defend even your feelings, to explain those away, to justify those, then you're coming from a place, you're trying to manifest from a place of lack. Because you don't have to justify your truth to anyone. Not to anyone. And if you're still feeling, if if you are still exposing yourself to situations in which other people are placing that upon you, again, this is that mirror, right? Then there's some point within you, and it's probably in the shadow, there's some place within you that is still holding on to the energy of not accepting that it's not necessary for you to justify yourself, that you don't owe someone an explanation as to what uplifts your soul. Because and that's tied, if we dig a little bit further, that's tied to not feeling you're deserving of that type of space of acceptance. So this eclipse is asking you to, and look, see, there's a full moon there, but it's not an eclipse. That's so interesting. So I'm feeling a sense of, and this came up with the Leo reading, I'm getting a sense of past and future here with these two cards. I guess it did come through with a couple of the other signs too. But so the next full moon will be early in the month in June, and it will be a full moon in Sagittarius. So around that time, I think you're going to see I feel like you're just going to have had enough with the things that are revealed to you over this moon, Scorpio. I feel like you're just going to have had enough with these situations, that you will not be placing yourself in and it's so interesting, 7 and then the 8. You won't be placing yourself in these situations where anyone mirrors back to you this questioning that is not just questioning out of curiosity and interest in what you're doing and what you love, what you're interested in, what your plans are, where you want to go, who you want to be, but this questioning from the point of, well, why do you want to do that? Why would you want to do that? That's what I'm getting, that kind of energy. Why would you want to do that? Because you want to, Virgo. And that's all that's necessary. It's not necessary. That's all. That's all. That's all. I very much feel like you're going to be moving away from those situations. Whoa, I feel so much. Okay, remember we talked about past lives too. I feel like your ancestors are cheering for you in this space. Like literally, I just felt this wave of support and from spirit, from those who have transitioned from, and I'm getting this link back to past lives too, because the other thing is when you free yourself up from this energy, Virgo, and you move away from it, look at how open it is. And you're moving forth with bright clarity, lit up by the moon. But when you free yourself, you're opening space, you're creating space for connections, and I'm getting these past soul life, past soul life, I said that before, past lifetime connections that are now able to come into your life, who do not question you in that way. When they question you out of curiosity, because they're interested, they're fascinated, they want to know because they're interested in you, not because they're judging you, not because they, it's not coming from a place of trying to keep you in your place, Virgo. It's coming from a place of wanting to almost join you on the path because they're so interested and they're so connected to you, and your paths are similar because they're meant to be with you on this part of the journey. Yeah, here's the King of Swords in the shadow. Okay. See, he's got that defensive position again, doesn't he? And this is coming, the King of Swords in this position is coming from this intellectual place where you felt like you've had to rationalize who you are, what you're doing. You hear the car alarm? Who you are, what you're doing, and explain yourself to other people. Yeah, and we have the Ten of Swords. And it's caused you a lot of pain. A lot of pain. And there's weight and there's heaviness. The Ten of Swords has come out in so many readings. But what I want to say here, Virgo, is that there's, in this moving away, even though it opens things up for you, it brings lightness, it brings possibility and potential. It actually creates the space needed for your manifestations to come through. Don't ignore the grief that comes along with that process, because you can do things. Again, we're talking about this polarity of the two sides of the coin. Two things can be true at the same time. Although there's this sense of excitement and joy and wonder, and you're embarking on this new adventure, there is grief that comes from it. But you're at the 10. This is the ending of that cycle, but it's important to allow yourself to grieve. Don't push this grief to the shadow. Don't push this into the dark and not express it, not allow it, not see it, not love it, not experience it. Because if you do, it's going to remain there, and it's not going to allow you to actually move fully into this new cycle. And please don't judge yourself for grieving either. No, these situations are difficult, but you were there because there was some sort of connection. You were there because there was something that needed to be reflected back to you for you to see. You were there because those relate, and getting real sense of relationships, whether it's friends, family, loved ones of any type, business partnerships even. These people were in your life because they supported you along this path in some way, whether it was support in providing comfort, or whether it was support in pushing your growth and encouraging your growth, in reflecting these things back to you that you needed to see in order to be able to get to this next level. But yes, honor them for what they've played, the part they've played in your life, and give this time, because if you don't, this 10 of Swords is going to stay in your shadow, and it will actually hold you back. You'll stay in this point of always feeling like you've just moved away from something, instead of being able to get to the 9 of Cups and then the 10 of Cups, which is the ultimate emotional satisfaction. Okay, so let's look at the divine feminine and divine masculine aspects. Wow. There's such a strong ancestral energetic presence around you, Virgo. Your ancestors want you to take the time needed to allow for this part of the process. This is the Scorpionic process. This is the death, the releasing, the rebirth. You're at this point of the death and the releasing, okay? You're moving away from this King of Swords who felt like he had to defend himself, right? But each step in the process is critical. You have to allow yourself time for this grieving portion so that you can fully move into it. Look at the star, the healing. So much water energy, and that is actually the sign of associated with the sign of Aquarius. It is card number 17. Okay, what else do we have? In receive the healing that comes from this, but it's going to require that you feel into the water energies, feel into your emotions. But that's where the healing comes from. Wow, that's beautiful. And we have the blue jay here. That feels like very much tied to the ancestral link that I was talking about, that I'm feeling. The 4 of Pentacles. And I get of Pentacles is often an energy of conserving, of in the well, it's of conserving, it's of holding on to something. It can be an extreme version of that, where we come from a place of lack, where we feel like we don't have enough or we will not receive more, and so we hold on to what we have. But in this case, because we're talking about the divine feminine energies, the yin energies, I get this sense of just resting, there is a sense of holding on to what you have, but it comes from a place of, again, stillness. This keeps coming up, of giving yourself this is a time for you to heal. This is not a time for you to do for other people. That's what it is. This is a time for you to receive in the healing of this process. So you are going to need to conserve your energy. You may need to conserve your resources in whatever form that is. But it's not to leave others out, it's to give to yourself. Because that's what's needed in order for you to receive in the healing of this. This is that surrendering, but the surrendering that happens with the yin energy, that is the giving energy, but give to yourself during this time, Virgo, okay? Give to yourself. Virgo, you are the sign of service to others. You need to be serving yourself at this time. Okay, so in the divine masculine and the yang energy, we have justice. This is the balancing of the scales. This is what comes. This is justice for you. This is I'm getting this sense of equanimity. The balancing of the scales within, the balancing of the scales, learning to give to yourself first before you give to others. And then we have the Empress. Oh my gosh, Virgo, this is beautiful. I love how we have, oh my gosh, I have chills. Okay, so Aquarius is here with the Star card. It is a divine masculine sign, okay? We're not talking gender here. We're just talking energies. It is a divine masculine sign. The Empress, this is the epitome of divine feminine energy. So I love how we have them represented in their opposite placements within this spread. But to me, this symbolizes the absolute balancing that is occurring within you with these energies. This is, wow, I'm at a loss for words. I hope you guys can feel this energy. It is so beautiful. Virgo, there is so much to be birthed here. And you will know when it's time, when this healing takes place. You're going to know when to move into this active state of creation. You're actually doing it now, but this is what we talked about with manifesting. You are in this creative state, this state of creation. It's an energetic action as much. At this time, it's more energetic than it is in the physical. We have so many indications of rest and stillness and receptivity, because these things are blossoming for you. You are going to receive these manifestations, but they're going to be in alignment with what you truly want now, because your energies are in balance, because you're coming from a state of absolute abundance. Look at her. Everything is there. Everything is there. She is this creative force of Mother Gaia. And you, as an earth sign, this is you, Virgo. This is you. So it's putting, the other part of this is actually feels like putting the divine feminine energies within you. Once you've gone through this process of releasing, allowing yourself time to grieve, allowing yourself time for healing, you're putting this divine feminine energy into action, into this active state of creating. And this is the justice for you, because you're going to see how things are in balance moving forward. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, Virgo. Thank you so much again for joining me here. I appreciate your time, your attention, your openness to these messages. Wishing you the best. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I would love to hear your thoughts, how this resonates for you. If you would like a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. And I will be back soon. Thank you so much for being here.